everyone, it's Mary Blocker with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Welcome to my Saturday stamping recorded video. I hope you enjoy all the things you see today with me using the Snow Crystal Stamp. It is a large stamp by Stampin' Up, and I love the crystal effect that this stamp has. Now I'm going to show you a few little techniques with this snowflake, and I hope you enjoy them today and gives you some creative ideas. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. If you're not, click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos, especially my 8 weeks of Mondays, holiday cards, and giveaways. This coming Monday is on the 14th, is the second week, and I'm so excited. So this is the large snow crystal. It is a foam mount stamp, and because it is so detailed, you want to make sure you get the cleanest, your cleanest image. So for this, I'm going to use my Highland Heather, Bermuda Bay, and Balmy Blue. And I am going to start with, nope, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to start with Bermuda Bay because it is the darkest. I'm using the sponge daubers. And I want to stamp off a little bit there. Come around just patting on the stamp. You can see that ink getting on there very well. All right, now what to know is this whole snowflake is not going to end up on the card that I'm going to be stamping on, and that is because the piece that I'm going to be using is a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So then I'm going to go with my Balmy Blue, kind of blending that Bermuda Bay, and I'm not going to mat off second stamp because my Balmy Blue is a little bit of a lighter blue, and that's wonderful. And now our Highland Heather, we might get a bit of that Highland Heather in there. I do want to say that Stampin' Up's daubers are also very high quality. I have gotten some daubers when I just have run out at a local craft store. And when I use the daubers, the whole tops start peeling away and flaking. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that is not good. You know, because sometimes you want to do a little scrubby, right? And if you do a little scrubby, they would be falling apart. So very high quality of Stampin' Ups, and I love it. All right. Now, I am going to take my piece, and I have done one before, so I can just show you, but this one is like off center a little bit, but I did use a sweet sorbet that I thought was really pretty. But I'm going to take this and I'm just going to lay it right down, center of that snowflake. Then I'm going to move aside my things. I'm going to bring my mat over so I can use my fingers and get a nice image. There we go, and now I'll pull it off and see what we have there. A very pretty and frosty snowflake. Look at that. So pretty. Absolutely love that softness. Let's take a look at the rest of what we have. I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 basic white cardstock scored at 5 1/2 because this card is going to be opening a little bit differently. Let me close this Balmy Blue. Then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Balmy Blue. Then this beautiful snowflake vellum, which is a 12 by 12 pack where you get several of these velvety snowflakes embossed, and then you get sheets of this beautiful metallic snowflakes. I'm looking over here to see if I have a bigger piece of that I can share with you, but I don't. But just really pretty. So that's also 4 by 5 1/4 that's going to overlay. And what's really nice now is that you get that soft iciness coming up from the vellum, which is really nice. Then I have a piece of 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and then my 3 1/4 by 3¼ there. And how pretty is that? So let's go ahead and start putting our pieces together. Now I am going to put my vellum together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack my adhesive behind, oh that is slippery, behind some of these little snowflake vellum parts, because that will help hide my tape, because you will see the tape behind vellum. There are some products out there that I think you can get that would not do that, but what I like to do is I'll just glue my vellum where I'm going to be covering it, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I have some beautiful iridescent ribbon. There are two different ones that I have. This one here, which is the wider flecked one, has a bit of the, I see these little embellished dots on there, and there's like a bit of red dots running through there, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to use this iridescent thinner one. It doesn't have the red flecks running through, which I think the red flecks are just awesome, but not necessarily for the card I'm doing right now. So one of the tips I want to share with you is whenever you have a large pattern of designer paper or like this vellum, you want to break that up for your eye. And so putting some sort of runner across the center, like a ribbon or another piece of designer paper or cardstock, will really help your eye. So that's going to go like that. And we'll adhere this to the base of our card. The Snow Crystal stamp is such a beautiful one. It can be a background stamp. It can be your focal point like I'm doing here. And there we go. And then these two are going to come together. Now, if I had kept this side with that sweet sorbet, the other ribbon with all of those red flecks running through it would be fantastic. But I didn't do that. That snowflake was a little off center, and I wanted a center snowflake. So there we are. We're going to use our dimensionals here. You also want to add dimension to your cards and projects. Again, the perspective with our eyes, if everything is flat on your card, our eye really cannot discern where to be looking. Now, I almost wish I would have done my balmy blue right here in the center, because that Bermuda Bay is really pretty strong there, but look at how pretty that is. Now, I am not done. I am going to get my Wink of Stella in here. Just get some frostiness going on here. Now, Wink of Stella is a kind of a water base here, and so is our ink, so you got to be careful not to bleed your inks. Just giving that a little frostiness. That's nice. Perfect there. Now let's talk about our sentiment. I was wondering a little bit here if I wanted to bring in this other part like so and have that going a little bit like that. I also have a piece of my balmy blue, but it's so large and I think it just covers that up too much that I think I'm going to go just with it like so. And let me see what I'm going to use here for this card. Happy holidays would be nice. To you and yours this Christmas could be nice, from the Brightest Glow stamp set. It has to fit in that spot on this, which that fits beautifully. Happy holidays. But I wanted to try this one, and I think this will work as well. Oh, very nice. To you and yours. All right, let's get our block. I don't have my label on here, but that's okay. Gonna make sure I have it on here straight, which I do not, it looks like. Let's see. Line up our block. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna just lay that down. Line up our block and straight down. To you and yours this Christmas, very nice. Now this is just going to get glued down since my snowflake is raised up, but I will put a dimensional on the end here. That is because, moving all around here, that is because when it comes over to here, since this is raised up and it's going to be laying on it, so very pretty. So very pretty. Look at that. Just using our daubers to add multi-colors there. And I'm going to pull in my iridescent pearls. That was a prize I gave away on my first week of giveaways. Oh, that guy lost his sticky. Oh, my tool is not here still. Oh my goodness. So I am going to put this in the center of that snowflake. Then I'm going to take our little ones and I am going to put one right here in the corner there. And then one more. And this is where you just kind of take a look and where's your eye being drawn to. And I'm going to come right on the vellum snowflake, just a kitty corner from that. And you know, I am seeing that I did not take off the paper of my dimensional because it was not sticking. How funny is that? There we go. Oh my goodness, that was funny. I also feel like that's kind of going down right there, and I do not like that. So I am going to get another dimensional. No sagginess. If you're going to have dimension, have your dimension. No sagginess. And I'm going to get that under here somehow. I will take my scissor. Come here, scissor. Hold that. Get under there and stick. Ha ha! Let your scissor be your friend. There must be some adhesive on my mat. I am getting moved all around here. All right, let's see here now. Oh, very, very pretty. Look how pretty that is. And it's glitzy. And that vellum snowflake behind is so pretty. All right, so let's take a look at the inside of our card. Now, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to huff really good on here. There's still ink on here, and my steamy breath will wet it up. And see if I can get something on my basic white on the inside of the card. And there it is. That is so pretty. Look at that. So I even get that on the inside just by wetting that ink again. It's called second generation stamping. When you stamp the first time and then you stamp again without inking up again. I'm going to bring a little bit more glitz here. So that is a great first technique, using your sponge daubers. Oop, I got a little blob here. Oh no, little blobs happening. Let's spread them around. Let's spread those blobs around. There we go. All right, that's card number 1 with a dauber technique for multicolor snowflake. Very nice. Now, here's our next. Oh, I didn't do my sentiment on the inside of them. To you and yours this Christmas. Hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends, of course. We have to have our sentiment on the inside. I'm so sorry. Back up, redo, redo, redo. There we are. Awesome. Complete. Okay, well here is our next project, and again I am using some supplies from a holiday Stamp-A-Stack I had, and so you'll see that we have this here, and I had done my Facebook Live, which actually kind of used this same idea. All right, now I'm going to take our snowflake, and first off I'm going to make sure all that ink is off, so I'm going to go ahead and use my my chamois here and make sure that is all off. Now we're going to be doing our emboss resist technique, which is one I had done in a Facebook Live, but we're going to do it again here. So now I'm going to take my Versamark pad. Let's make sure I have all my supplies, my clear embossing, and I'm going to use that Versamark and ink it up really well. Bring my embossing tray. Lay this right on top. Not going to use my mat. Just want to be careful not to get all the edges of the snowflake, which I could be doing. There we are. That's very pretty. I can see that glossiness in there. So I'm going to set the snowflake aside. I'm going to lay that right in there. Then I have a little piece of cardstock here that I use to scoop up and spread over. Yes, cardstock can be a little scooper too. I'm going to shake that all around. And there we are. So pretty. It looks almost like the velvety snowflakes, the velvet snowflake vellum paper. It's so pretty. It's like a flocked snowflake. So I took the screw off the bottom of my embossing tray, just like so, and now I'll close it back up and set that aside. This the embossing tray comes with an embossing buddy, tweezers, and a really nice brush, and that brush is used to get any excess that you may have. I've got a little excess here, so you want to go around and make sure the embossing powder, I'm stuck on vellum here, is only where you want it. Now let me grab my embossing tool. And I will start to just hold it over top until I see it start to turn glossy. And once it turns glossy, I'll just slowly move it. I should not see any fuzziness at all. It should just look like a clear, flat image. I don't know that you can even see any of that happening. Show it to you what it looks like. And the one thing you want to make sure when you are embossing, clear embossing or any embossing, you want no more powdery look. You need to make sure. There we are. Now there you go. You can see that this snowflake is there and it is clear. All right, I'm going to bring in my blending brushes, and I am going to bring in my Highland Heather because I love it so. Now I could do this in a traditional way of colors. But I decided I wanted to do our non-traditional Christmas colors because I love it so much. And now with our Bermuda, not our Bermuda Bay, our balmy blue, ooh, which I've got a little dump it there that I did. Yikes. My balmy blue. And I think I'm just going to use Highland Heather and balmy blue today. You can go as dark as you want. You can go as light as you want. Heavy. Oh, look what I just did. Oh, I like it. I'll just keep doing it. And then, oh, my poor Highland Heather. Oh, I'm going to get back there in the Highland Heather and give it some Highland Heather here. Oh, try to blend that, get it really dark there. Blend my bloops where I have them. Oh, my poor. Never have two ink pads open, right? Oh my goodness. There we go. Nice deep colors. Okay, let's close those up. All right, so now I want to have some sort of tissue or something I can use to rub and wipe that ink off of the Crystal Snowflake. And you will see that Crystal Snowflake come to life. See that? Beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, let's set those aside. Ooh, so sorry. And then we're going to bring these together just like so with that pretty gold. So nice. It's the brushed gold foil. Stampin' Up! Has just beautiful papers. There we go. We're going to have this just like that. One thing I'd like to do though is I've got this beautiful gold stitched ribbon here. And I'd like to, yes, I think I would like to come around with it towards the bottom. Gold on gold, it's so beautiful. So nice. I always tack my ribbons on either side like that. I don't go around the whole card because I just think it adds too much weight and too much bulk. Too much weight and bulk. And then I'm going to bring and do a little knot. And then you can go ahead and put your ribbon, another piece up under, like so. And then tie a knot. And one of the things I do when I tie a knot is once I have my ends in the loop through, I will twist this around so it twists around and that nice little loop here comes forward for you to create a nice square looking knot, just like that. There we go. So I have this beautiful scallop, gold scallop right here. So I am going to stamp. Do I want to do the fa la la? I don't think the fa la la fits. Let's see. The enjoy. Do I want to do enjoy? I'm going to be using the double oval punch. And so let's see on my fa la la. Definitely not. I'm going to use enjoy. Oh. So we will go ahead and ink up the enjoy. And I will stamp it, and it doesn't matter if it's straight because our double oval punch will take care of that. Right there in our Enjoy. One of my favorite tools is my double oval punch. When you can get your scallop and your sentiment, fantastic. Enjoy. And that's going to get raised up with dimensionals as well. Ouch. Not lined up very well. So let's bring this in and get our dimensionals. And I'm going to put dimensional on the outskirts and up at the top as well, because we have that ribbon there, and those dimensionals are going to sit on that ribbon, and I want to make sure that the dimensionals also get onto the card base there so it holds well. There we are. Enjoy. That Crystal Snowflake so pretty. Kind of bothered by my blob right there. Enjoy. And our card for the inside, I know you should stamp and then put your cardstock down, but I am feeling brave. And I'm going to stamp Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That is from the Framed and Festive limited edition stamp set here. It's got some really great sentiments, and I love the different fonts on there too. All right, Balmy Blue we go again. This particular piece of cardstock that I'm using is actually Pool Party, not Balmy Blue, but I'm using the Balmy Blue ink. It just has a little bit deeper tone. So pretty. So there is our second technique with the Crystal Snowflake, doing an embossed resist with our blending brushes. That clear embossing and how it just kind of turns that white color. It's just fabulous. All right. Well, great. 2 down, 1 to go. Now we're going to change up our color scheme a little bit here. I have some rich raspberry, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of old olive, layered 4 by 5 1/4. Then I have 2 pieces of basic white, and this basic white is the same size as the old olive, but I will be trimming it down when I'm finished. So I'm going to start like this. I'm going to bring my snowflake in, and remember that has some Versamark on it, so let's bring in my chamois and make sure I've got all that off of there. Yes, I do. Okay, so this last technique I'm going to show is using our Stampin' Pastels. Those are the chalks that are the Soft Pastels collection. You can find those in the annual catalog, and I'm also using a spritzer with water. And I'm going to take my spritzer and I'm going to spritz on my snowflake to get it wet. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my chalk and I'm going to start coloring on my snowflake with some of that, and with the rich raspberry. It's going to come in, and then do I want to use this deep dark old olive? Maybe. Even going to bring some over here. Brighten up this yellow some more. And I want to even get my rich raspberry even richer. All right. And if it seems like it's getting a little dry, go ahead and spritz some more with the spritzer just to get that wet a little bit more so that chalk will come off easily onto it. I felt like it was getting a little dark over here, and chalky. There we are. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to give one more spritz, and then we are going to stamp. So I'm going to bring in my cardstock here. I'm going to turn it over, stamp straight down, and press. And that chalk is going to transfer onto the cardstock. Look at how pretty it is. Now that I see what I have here, and see I pushed down a little bit and I got my edge here, now I know what that looks like. I can go ahead and do that again and know what's happening there. And I got that really nice dark old olive. We just take a look at it here, that dark old olive. I love how that yellow was happening there. And the rich raspberry. Get that really good and dark and going over a bit onto those others. I love it. All right, now where's that tissue? I'm gonna get all this excess off. And where's my spritzer, my spritzer, my spritzer? Oh, I've lost my spritzer. Oh, there it is. Should be a colored thing, you know, have it being a tone, like a pink case or something. There we go. So I'm going to grab the other piece. Shimmery white would be a great medium to use for this. And make sure thick basic white is your best bet when using things with water. And down we go. And I'm just going to hold. I like doing a practice one because it helps me see what's going to happen. There it is. How beautiful is that snowflake? Got that rich raspberry and old olive and that beautiful yellow that's happening there. I'm not sure what yellow this one is. It could be the crushed curry. I don't think it's crushed curry. Daffodil Delight. But how pretty is that? Okay, I'm going to set this aside so we don't mess anything up. I'm going to bring the trimmer in because I need to trim this down just a little bit. I'm going to take it from this side. We're going to have just a little tiny, it's 4. I'm going to go just a little tick, an 1/8, so it's 3 7/8. Do need to take just a little tiny piece off there. Just trying to keep things even. By little tick there. Just an 1/8, or a little 1/16 actually it seems like, but it's just a little. And then bring that down to the 5, just to keep everything even. There we are. Oh, that is so pretty. So pretty. So let's bring our layers in. And look how nice that is against the old olive. So nice. Whenever I glue my images, I turn them over onto whatever I'm going to be adhering them to. That just helps keep things clean. And then onto the rich raspberry. What am I doing? Oh, that's okay. I'll just fold it this way. I was like folding it on the inside of the card and gluing it there. Whatever. Okay, how pretty is that? Oh, that's looking so good. Now, I would like to do a little bit of speckling on here. And what I mean by that is you can take one of your Stampin' Blend markers or your Stampin' Write markers. I'll do this one and this one. And what you can do is take the brush tip end, open it up, take right on the lid and give a little flick. And you can get some little sprinkles of splatter just like that. See my splatters? They look very good. I like that. All right, so we've got our splattering. We have that. Now we need our sentiment. What are we going to do for our sentiment today on this one? Okay. I have a piece here, and I am going to use Noel. I like Noel. That would be a nice one. So let's stamp the Noel. Take the fa la la off. And I'm going to do Noel. We're going to do that in a rich raspberry. Very nice. And I'm going to bring that double oval punch. And I'm going to do the scallop on that. Noel. Let's see, one of my blending brushes could work for this, or my dauber. Let's see. Maybe the red. You can wash your daubers right out under a sink just with water. And the tops will be stained, but remember I was trying to use this sweet sorbet and decided I didn't want to do that. So I should be able to take the rich raspberry, kind of get that sorbet off of it. See, just like that, it just kind of does. And I'm going to really rub it out because I don't want it dark. I just want to tick around, kind of spongy it out there, just so it's not so stark white. Very nice. We will use dimensionals. I am going to use 3. And then, you know that sparkly ribbon that we used? This thin line one. Oh, ooh, that's pretty. That's not what I was using before. That's funny. And this has those, you know what, this one is okay with those. So let me do something with that. I'm just going to take a piece here. And I'm going to make like a little flag here, like so. It'll have it come across. Yes, I love it. You can add interest just with a little piece of ribbon. And with that little piece of ribbon, I'm just going to tack it down right here. Sorry if you're hearing my dingling phone that I can't answer at the moment because I'm with you. That's going to go right there, Noel. And then I'll take my scissor and trim these edges. Very pretty. Look how pretty that is. Very nice. Now let's take this one that we used as our practice, and that's going to be our inside. Very nice. Just about out of seal. That means I need to be finished with my techniques, huh? There we go. And now our sentiment for the inside. I did Noel. And I think we'll just keep with our Christmas sentiment. No. We need, may the season be filled with peace and joy, because we said Noel on front. So you want to have your sentiment that matches your greeting. Always practice on your mat before stamping. Ooh, that rich raspberry is very pretty. So let's clean up our little mess here because boy, do we have it. Goodness. So let's take a look at our cards and our techniques. So this was our chalking. Now you wonder maybe about the chalk coming off here. If you have a just a cheap hairspray or any kind of thing, you can spritz over the top of it. It really is okay because we kind of put that in with water. It'll be there. It'll stay pretty good. So there we are, Noel, using our soft pastels with our water spritzers or our spritzer bottles, rich raspberry and old olive. This one here with our embossed resist technique with balmy blue and Highland heather as well as pool party. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. There's two. And where is our first beautiful card? This one was done with our basic white, thick basic white card base with balmy blue and the snowflake vellum. I did the daubers using Bermuda Bay and balmy blue Highland heather. Very, very nice. And there we are, you guys. 3 techniques using the Crystal Snowflake. Leave me a comment. Let me know which technique you liked best. Thank you so much for stopping in to see my recorded video for Saturday stamping. And check out the links below for all those great things happening with Stampin' Up. And until next time, happy stampin'!